I am stupid. Oh. You gotta be kidding. There. We are now going to do brief exercise. 8.1. This is going to take 5 years to study for this test. Okay, I shouldn't be looking at this. I'm gonna look at it after I do the question. I forgot to open up the textbook. Dang it. It's so annoying to open the textbook on the computer. Oh my gosh. Man, why? Okay, I'm sorry that this... I bet, the first half hour of this video is just gonna be nothing, mostly, depending on stuff. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. To the 0 people watching this video, it's probably gonna be nothing for quite a long bit of this video. This is so funny.
I'm not worried about them. Like I said, they were right in it in this game. And when I look at this team, I know there's better defensive performances ahead of them. This reminds me of when Tampa Bay, they ran into this version of the Chiefs too, right? They gave up 40 points. There's just, you can't play defense against this. The Chiefs have all the answers. And especially when you look at the NFC, there's no one in the NFC that can do this to them. So we know that pass rush is great. Shavarius Ward had a rough game here, but he will be better in the future. So if you cut the Chiefs' points in half from 44 to 22, which is even more than the Niners typically give up, they win this game, 23 to 22. I know it's not that simple, but that's kind of the way I'm looking at it for the Niners. They ran into a buzzsaw, but actually, offensively, I think the Niners look pretty good. And I will talk about the Christian McCaffrey trade, but, Jimmy Garoppolo is actually playing with a ton of confidence. The ball, to me, seems to be coming out with a little bit more velocity than it did last year with Jimmy. He seems a little bit more capable of pushing the ball downfield to me. And I know he was dealing with some injuries last year, so that's good. He's going to make a couple mistakes every game. He just is. That's who Jimmy Garoppolo is. He has a really bad interception in this game down in the red zone. Just a bad read. They're manning up on the red zone, and they're running it's basically a version of corner strike where you have an outright.
We are going to be having this on Chapter 8. Chapter 8. So, I guess I should be thankful I'm using an online textbook because I can have two pages of the textbook open at the same time, so it's very easy to switch between different pages. That's funny. Brief exercise number 1. Oh, isn't that funny? I set an alarm for myself to do something. That's awesome. So another distraction. Funny. Time for fun.
Out to the flat and a corner route in the red zone where you're trying to create layers and miscommunication. But the flat route was a whip route, so the slot guy, or maybe it was the outside guy, is taking a slant and then whipping to the sideline. And basically, Jimmy's trying to throw a fade to George Kittle to that corner route and just lay it up for a jump ball. But he forgets that underneath defender's right there. So the underneath defender just takes a step back and picks it off. This is a bad read by Jimmy Garoppolo. And he's going to do that. He really especially struggles with throwing picks to underneath defenders. That was another example of how he's able to do that. So he's got his limitations for sure. But when I watch this offense, they have a lot of answers. They really do. You got Ayuk is outstanding getting out of the press because if you try to man these guys up, it does kind of help you deal with all of the misdirection and all that stuff that can confuse these zones. So if you try to man them up and go press man, Ayuk can shred man coverage. And George Kittle is a mismatch problem on.
This is going to be such a fun time. Brief exercise number 1. Prepare the current assets section of the December 31 balance sheet. Fun. So we have cash 190,000. I mean, what is the big deal here? Is this even going to be on the test? Come on. Cash 190,000. Is accounts receivable the next one? Accounts receivable 400,000. And then after accounts receivable, is it maybe it's the inventory one? So I don't know how they would report the inventory. Do they just report, do they do like inventory colon and then list all 3? That's what I'm going to assume. So we'll just do like inventory. We have raw material. We have raw materials work. I hate that you can't. The only way to go back is to push that arrow. Work in process and finished goods. There's, and maybe they do like a thingy, and then they do 335,000 and 200,000 and 170,000. So equals sum of these. So there. So they have inventory, and then they have a couple of other things. Patents. I think patent is not short term, and prepaid insurance would be listed. So probably prepaid PI is 41,000. So 41 PI 41,000 there. So now let's see what I wrote down here. I have cash, accounts receivable, and then inventories. All three of them are listed. He wrote them in a different. No, I wrote them in a different order. I don't know what. It doesn't really matter what raw materials, work in process, finished goods. I wrote it in that order. So total inventory 705,000. So and prepaid insurance. So total. Oh, I almost forgot. We need the total. God dang it, man. So equals sum of this. Oh! So yeah. So we have 1 million. Oh, how is this not right? What? What? Hello? Maybe I wrote the wrong total. How is this the total? Hello? This? Oh, I'm an idiot. Equals sum of these. Equals sum of these. I'm stupid. Okay. Now I have the right total. So that's how you do it. Simple. Cash, accounts receivable, inventory. List all three and then total inventory. I don't know. I guess I should look at the textbook to see how they write inventory. Gosh dang it. Where is it? So, okay, so they have current assets. So the way, I don't know. So current cash, accounts receivable, inventories, colon, the two intermediate, and then you have total inventory. So apparently what they do is they have like total inventory is like this. Sniff. Okay, so other current assets, I put PI there, which is prepaid insurance, and then you have total. So there. That's pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't think I need to study this anymore. That's super easy. I bet it's not even going to be on the test. Now we have brief exercise 8.2. Perpetual inventory system. Oh my gosh. Man, I'm going to get those so confused. Its beginning inventory consists of 50 units. Oh man, we have to journalize transactions. So we have beginning inventory, the company purchased certain units, then did these 3 things. It's a perpetual system, so you just journalize each thing individually. So first of all, purchase stuff. So 150 times 34. But anyways, we purchased some units. So if you purchase units, you are going to... I hate this because it doesn't specify. It's probably going to be on account. So like, when you purchase units, your inventory increases. So basically, your inventory will go up. Your inventory goes up by what? 150 times 34. So there. And then what decreases your accounts payable? Well, increases actually. Because you're... That's funny. 5100. So there, that one's already done. Now we have returned 6 units for credit. So when you return 6 units for credit, what you will do, you will probably have accounts payable and inventory. So what 6 times probably the amount of credit would be $34 for each unit, so 34. Okay. And then sold 125 units at $50 each. Okay, so since you sold 125 at 50, first of all, you would get... We're going to assume that's on credit. I hate this question. They don't tell you whether you got cash or whether you got accounts receivable. I'm just going to assume it's accounts receivable. Accounts receivable. And man, I wish there was an easier way to do that. But anyways, accounts receivable, sales revenue. We have the selling price of 125 times 50 equals 125 times 50, 6250. And then now we have a different thing. We have cost of goods sold and inventory. You decreased inventory, you increased cost of goods sold because you sold the goods. Now we have to figure out something here. We had beginning inventory, then we purchase, and then sold. So we had beginning inventory of $50. So we have units, cost. So we have beginning inventory of 50 at 34. We have purchases of 150 at 34. And then return 6 units. God, I hate that. Ugh. Well, guess what? They already told us the cost. They didn't change the cost at all, so I don't even need to do this. The cost was already known to be 34. They didn't change anything, so this was completely useless. 34 times 125. So equals 34 times 125. 14. There we go. So that should be it. All this stuff was useless because the cost was the same every time. I'm not going to deal with it. That should be it. We're good. Now look at the answer. Inventory 5100, accounts payable 5100, accounts payable 204, inventory 204, accounts. Oh, thank you, past me. I didn't freaking. Cash 6,250. Accounts receivable 2,650. Sales revenue 6,250. Cost of goods sold multiplied by the cost, not by the price sold for, you idiot. Obviously. I didn't write the answers, so I'm just gonna have to hope that's right. This was done such a long time ago. It was done before I even switched to using Excel exclusively for these types of problems. Anyways, all this stuff was useless. I'm just gonna delete it. So there. I think that's good for that one. I don't need to study it anymore. I understand how to do it. That was fun. 8.3. Funny. Did I even do... Now, 8.3, I did not write anything down, but I did write down the answer, I think. I did write the answer to Brief Exercise. So I guess I'll just do it, and then hope, if it's the right answer, that means I did it right. Time for time. That's fine.
On linebackers and safeties, and it wasn't just Ian McCaffrey there this week. George Kittle arrived. He returned this game. He had two really outstanding, honestly, three really nice plays here. He runs up the seam and just becomes a problem that way in the zone, but it's a jump ball touchdown in the red zone. So he's back. You got a couple ways to beat man coverage there. And then you, of course, have Debo and all of the ways that he's able to win. When I think of Debo, it's obviously the gimmicky stuff, all the different ways that they find ways to get him the ball. But he is a dominant zone beater. He's really good on those intermediate routes, hitches, and in-ring crossers and in routes. So if you go zone against them, they're going to kill you with Kittle and Debo. And Jimmy's pretty good at that second in the middle of the field there. And then just the kind of scripted offense here is really, really tough to stop because they're getting these linemen back healthy. They get Trent Williams back this week. The run game is pretty good here. And now you're putting Christian McCaffrey into the mix. I look at this as a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. And I don't care what their record is. I don't care if they ran into the Chiefs and a buzzsaw this week. It happens.
Brief Exercise 8.3. Took a physical inventory, determined that goods costing this much were on hand. Not included in the physical count were these goods. Oh, great. Awesome. So we have 200,000 reported. What about this one? $25,000 of goods purchased, goods, FOB shipping point. So they're in transit, I'm assuming. I hate how they didn't really specify that, but it's FOB shipping point, so they're not going to count it. 22,000 FOB. Never mind, they will count that one, but they will not count the next one. So 25,000. The next one is not counted. It's in transit, and it's not going to be counted until it gets there, because FOB destination. Okay, they said it's in transit, so there. So, I mean, this counts as theirs. This one doesn't count as theirs. So all they have to do is report this plus this equals 225,000. Oh my gosh! I wrote 247,000 as the answer. This is not good. How is this happening right now? What on earth is that? I was confusing. Okay, this is a sale. They sold the goods, but they will not count it as sold yet. Where is this coming from? Oh, I get it. So they are going to count this. They didn't include this. This, because it was a sale, right now it's included in the inventory, and then it will not be included once the sale is completed. So you do actually have to add 22,000. So equals. So yeah, I get it. The reason it's included, be careful when you're looking at it and it's something they purchased versus something that is a sale. That's the only thing I have to worry about with that question. So that was fine. Okay, we have now finished all the questions that were on a piece of paper. So that's good. Now every remaining question is probably, hopefully, completely done on one of these two things here. So we have exercise 8.1. Gosh dang it. And exercise 8.1 is going to be easy to put in a column. So exercise 8.1. So for that one, you have like one block. You have two columns of stuff. You have 1 through 18. And we are looking at what is, whether it counts as what? Please tell me I wrote the answers. Oh, good. Okay. So if it's either inventory or what? Okay. Great. Goods out on consignment at another company store counts as inventory. Goods sold on an installment basis. They are goods sold. Let's just say it's cost of goods sold. Goods purchased. They purchased the goods. FOB, shipping point, they're in transit, so they are going to be inventory. For purchased, FOB, destination in transit, not reported. Goods sold, they are sold to another company. They have signed an agreement to repurchase at a set price. I'm just going to say question mark. I'll just look at the answer to that later. 6. Gold. You sold goods where large returns are predictable. I'm going to just say cost of goods sold. God dang it. This is fun. 7. Goods sold FOB, shipping point, that are in transit. So it's goods. They sold the goods already, and now they count as cost of goods sold because it was that. Cost of goods sold. 8. Freight charges on goods purchased is going to be inventory. 9 is going to be interest costs incurred for inventories. So let's say that's going to be inventory. I'm going to just guess inventory. 10 costs incurred to advertise goods. Advertising costs. I think that's an expense. Isn't that just an advertising expense? Advertising expense? Materials on hand, not yet placed into production. Inventory. It would count as working or raw materials. So raw materials, same thing. Office supplies. No, that doesn't count. That counts as literally just office supplies, like supplies. So 13 raw materials. So it's going to be work in process. And then 14 factory supplies. Now factory supplies are going to be counted as, I believe, inventories, but we'll have to check. 15 goods held on consignment, not reported. 16 costs identified with units, completed but not yet sold. So that's going to be finished goods. 17 goods sold, FOB destination. You sold goods, they are in transit, so you will not count them as sold yet. You will count it as inventory. And 18 short-term investments in stocks and bonds. So we'll just call that as a short-term investment. Okay, so now we will look at the answers that I wrote here. Copy and paste. So, oops. Let's see how good I did here. Inventory not reported. Okay, so 5 I have as inventory. What does that say? Costs, goods sold. So we sold goods to another company, so we signed an agreement to repurchase at a set price. Apparently, if you have a repurchase agreement, even if you sold the goods, you still count it as inventory. Apparently. Okay, then. So, oh God, are you kidding me? I didn't even specify which account it is. 9 is not inventory. What? Okay, so I guess I understand. Interest costs incurred for inventories. I mean, what? Let me just look this up. Costs. So only certain types of things are capitalized. Any other thing is not capitalized. So what it really will be is like an expense, some kind of expense, like interest expense. So no, the number 9 should actually be interest expense, I guess. Interest expense. 10, not on inventory, advertising expense. Raw materials, inventory, supplies. So yes, not on inventory, correct. Work in process is inventory, not reported, not on inventory. Finished goods, inventory, short-term investment, not inventory. Yeah, for some reason I was like an idiot and decided just to say not inventory or inventory. But whatever. Anyways, I should be fine. That's like a multiple choice section. So Okay. So we're done with 8.1. I think I'm good on that. I should be good if that's a multiple choice question. So, like, the thing I wasn't sure about was number 5. Wait, hold on. Yes. So repurchase agreement counts as inventory, apparently. And then the thing I was confused about was interest expense, and that will not count unless it's a special circumstance or something like that. So yeah. Normally it won't count, but apparently according to this part, it will count if it's constructed for internal use or assets produced as discrete projects for sale or lease. Please tell me it's not on the test. Okay. Anyways, we're done with 8.1. What the? Okay. Exercise. So 8.2 will be this little bit here. It's going to require like 3 columns there. So 8.2 exercise. 8.2. Man, this is taking forever. Man, this is taking such a long time. I've been studying for a grand total of 36 minutes and I'm saying it's taking forever. Okay, so this should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so 441. So we have 441. I don't even know. I didn't need multiple columns. So merchandise of 61,000, which is held by Olivia. On consignment, don't count that one. So shipped by Olivia to a customer. However, it has not yet arrived, therefore you will count it. So 38,000. Costing this much, which was shipped. Shipping points, you have already shipped it. It is not included right now, and it should not be included because it's already a shipping point. Shipped by a vendor. So, you do not have possession of this yet, so you do not count it. So, you will count the next one because it's FOB shipping point, so 51,000. So that's very straightforward. Equals the answer is 530,000. So, thank you. Yes, I was correct. That was the correct way to do the problem. I was able to do that very easily. Already done with another question. Now we're probably going on to 8.3. So never mind. We're not doing 8.3. We're actually going to be doing 8.10, which takes a lot of space over here somehow. 8.10. 8.10 is the next one. So we're just going to go down here to make everything easier. Exercise 8.10. Time for time. Time. It's going to be weird to take a test in that one classroom that I usually have my other class in, which is funny. What a coincidence that is. Is that like the only computer lab you can do that whole building? I don't know. I mean, that would be weird, but... Like, we're having we're having a test for a class in a completely different building than we normally have our class. What is up with that? Is there like only one computer lab on the whole campus? I mean, obviously not. There must just be very, very few computer labs on campus, and that's one of the, that just so happens to be the one. I mean, like you would think there'd be more, like a couple of computer labs, or at least one computer lab in the building where we normally have a accounting class. I don't know. Who cares? Something interesting. Well, I'm doing the best I can. I'm actually making progress here, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff to go through. It's just a lot of stuff. So interestingly, that one random day that we had off of class, it didn't affect us too much. Like, you know what's very weird about our class? We start covering the next chapter long before we take a test, which is actually a very good, it's like a genius way to do it because it accounts for if you're going to fall behind, first of all, and second of all, it gives you a much longer amount of time to study the material. Wow, that's very interesting. Basically delaying the test a week longer than you would usually have it helps you study for the material a bit longer. So that's cool. Anyways, because like we've already started on chapter 10. We've already been doing chapter 10 for like a whole week, and now we're going to take a chapter over or a test over chapter 8 and 9. So, anyways. It was so funny how I was using pen and paper for like the first few chapters of the class, and then I decided to switch entirely to Excel, and it's actually been working pretty well. It's much faster to type stuff on Excel than it is to write on paper, and especially considering you can do all your calculations automatically instead of having to type it into a calculator. And you know what's hilarious? Just yesterday, I took a test for federal income tax, and then I realized while I was taking the test that it would look weird for me to use my phone as a calculator. So I basically just did handwritten arithmetic for every question that required math. It was so weird. Like, I literally did like addition, subtraction, and multiplication handwritten instead of on a calculator. So I think next time when we have a quiz in that class, I'm going to bring a calculator. I probably could have used my phone, but I didn't want to look like I was cheating, so I just did handwritten math. Oh, man. Looks like we finished our soundtrack. And you're probably wondering, why am I talking instead of doing the question? Because of stuff, so stop. 8.10. We have to go skip all the way down to here for some reason. But anyways, what are we trying to do here? Oh my goodness. This is a fun time. This is fun. This is going to be very, very fun. I wonder what he's going to do for this type of question on a test. Hopefully what he does is he pre-types all this stuff into the Excel sheet, and then I don't have to type it in while I'm taking the test, because that in itself takes a long time. Well, not a long time, but a decent amount of time to just type all this information in.
So, yeah. Bleh. It's kind of a weird thing. Now, there's a weird way to do this question. There's like different ways of doing the question. There's kind of like a unique thing you can do for like periodic or perpetual. I can't remember which one. To calculate costs, LIFO or FIFO or something like that. So, first in, first out, last in, last out. What's the weird thing you can do? Okay, so FIFO, here's what you can do. You do cost of goods available for sale, deduct ending inventory, and then equals cost of goods sold. So instead of doing the whole process for both ending inventory and for cost of goods sold, all you have to do is do the process for ending inventory, then calculate your cost of goods available for sale, and then do the subtraction so you can save a little bit of time. I guess I should memorize that. Gosh dang it, man. Oh my gosh. And then LIFO, it's available for sale, deduct ending inventory. You do that for both methods, actually. So for both methods, you don't need to do the whole process. If you're going to calculate, if the question asks you to calculate ending inventory, then you can do a process where you do calculate ending inventory, and then you don't need to do the whole process again to calculate cost of goods sold. All you have to do is get your goods available for sale, subtract ending inventory, and get cost of goods sold. So, and your goods available for sale is basically your beginning inventory plus your purchases, and then deduct ending inventory equals cost of goods sold. So, wait, that was funny. Okay. So it's going to be annoying to type all this stuff. Guess what? I already typed it, so I can just copy and paste. Saving time. So we will save time if we... What is all this stuff? What on earth is this? 44,713. What on earth? What is going on here? What? I have no idea what these 44,000 stuffs are. I have no idea. We'll just do this. So let me just make sure that's correct. So yeah, we have units, price, balance. Oh, I get it. I know what it is. That's the date. Those are the dates. Now, I think those might be important. So, I don't know. Is it really important to keep track of the dates? I feel like it should be. Because we need to... not really. We don't really need the dates. We'll just have each individual thing. So we have 300, 200, 300, 200, 800, 500, blah, 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 blah. We'll just hope that's correct. So what we're trying to do is calculate, assuming periodic inventory method is used, compute the cost of goods sold and ending inventory under LIFO and FIFO. So here's the deal. That's fine. The periodic method is being used. So therefore, what you're gonna do is your normal thing that you always do, I believe. I think you're just gonna do your normal solution that you would normally do, which is what? First of all, to calculate ending inventory, you must figure out your goods available for sale. No, idiot. Oh, didn't they tell you ending inventory already? No. Okay, how do you calculate ending inventory? Basically, you take balance minus sold plus purchased minus sold and blah 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 blah. I think that's all you have to do. Now, unfortunately, to get the cost, it's going to suck. Oh, never mind. That's literally what you're trying to do. That's the entire point of the problem. Ending inventory. So your number of units of ending inventory is going to be equal to this minus this plus this minus this plus this minus this. You have 600 units of ending inventory. Now, how do you calculate the price? We are going with FIFO right now. Well, actually, they want LIFO first, whatever. So LIFO. So here's the deal. When you're using LIFO to try to calculate ending inventory, you do the exact opposite of what you would think, because it's ending inventory, not cost of goods sold. So therefore, you start at the beginning. Look at your balance and look at your purchases, and go all the way up to 600. So your price, it's going to be equal to, now here's the deal. We probably would like to have this times this. It would make some certain things easier, so let's do this. Times this, and so now your price will be equal to this plus, so we have 300 there, and now we only want 300 of this one, so 300 times that, and that should be equal to the price. So now we have the price, and now what's the goods available for sale? We should probably put that above this. Good cost of goods available for sale. Okay, so we already know that. It's very simple. So this should be equal to your balance. So your balance plus your purchases plus your purchases. That's all of your goods that you had sold. Now you have ending inventory, so you now subtract them, and you get cost of goods sold, and you would end up with equals this minus this. There. So now you have your two answers. So those and those are your answers for what question? Question A. So that's good for, that's good for A1. So that's good for A1. Secondly, we want to do the same exact thing, but we are going to do, now this was for LIFO, and now we are going to do FIFO, ending inventory, and cost of goods sold. So your ending inventory, now we will calculate this using the FIFO method instead. So you have 500 of these plus 100 times this, and that is equal to 7,800. And now this is equal to this minus this is that. So there you go. So we have FIFO. Whoops. So now I believe we have completed A. We have completed A. That's all we needed to do for letter A. And unfortunately, that was fine. Right. And you know what's funny? Technically, our exam had 4 questions in it, but all 4 questions had like a bunch of different parts to it. So it was really more like 100 different parts of the test. Like the way the teacher graded it, there was like 100 parts to the test, but each part was like 1 point. So one of the, anyways. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is weird. Great job, everybody. Whoops, that was funny. Have fun listening to that. Okay, let's double check to make sure that our answer for A is correct. So this whole thing was A. So for A, we got. Jeez. So. Oh my god. Please tell me that's right, please. Okay, so LIFO. Of course he did. Reverse order. LIFO 6600, 12500. Yes. And FIFO is 7700 and 11400. So, well, 400. Why? How did I mess up? How did I mess up? How did I get a different answer? I even did it right the first time around. How did I get the wrong number? I'm going to recalculate. Okay, so equals. So we have purchased 500 plus 100, because there's only 600. 100 times the purchase price. Okay, I don't know what I did wrong the first time, but apparently I got it right that time, right? I got the right answer that time. Okay, I don't know what I did wrong the first time, but anyways, we're good. Now we have B. I don't think he even did B. God dang it, man. Like, seriously. I don't think he did B. I'm going to look at this. I remember this distinctly because I don't think he actually did B. Like, here, he has this, and then... So what he calculated there is gross profit for each thing, but he didn't do B. Wait, hold on a sec. He didn't do freaking B, so I don't know. So perpetual inventory method. I hate this because he skipped over B. Oh my god. I hate that I have to do B without having the answer to look to. This is annoying. Like, I'm sure there's no answer to look to because he gave us that answer and then he just went straight to C. So, great job. Now, here's how you do it with this. Periodic inventory. Wait just a second. I thought I already did the periodic version. That is the reason. How do you do this? Perpetual. Okay, here it is. I remember looking at this and not understanding it at all. Man. Purchased, sold, purchased. I remember being so confused when looking at that box. Oh, jeez. You purchased some things. You purchased some more things. What is this? Okay. Okay, so you purchased some things at a cost. You purchased some things at a different cost. So, in order to get your new balance, you have your old balance plus your new thing. I mean, what a weird way to write this. What a weird way to write this, dude. What a weird freaking way to write this. So now here's your balance. Pretty simple to understand. Now you sold 4,000 and you sold the 440 ones. You've sold the 440 ones. What on freaking crap? Okay, so when you sell goods... Wait, this makes no sense. Yes, your inventory, you start at the beginning. You start with your 2,000, then you get 2,000 of your other thing, because you had 2,000 of this and 6,000 of this. You tapped into your 2,000 of this, then you took away 2,000 of these to reduce this to 4,000 of these. And then your next... And then you purchase some more things. So... It almost feels like specific identification. Man. Oh, it's so confusing. This is so confusing. Please tell me we don't have a question on this. This is so confusing. They don't really even explain it. They don't explain it. It's the most confusing thing on earth to do that. He didn't even do it. Like, the hardest part of the question, he didn't even explain. Weird. I'm just gonna skip that. I'm just gonna skip that. I'm just gonna hope that's not on the test, I guess. Ugh, great. Perpetual. Now, since it's a perpetual system, apparently a perpetual and periodic give you the same result for FIFO. So you can just take your old calculations to get your answer. Now we will calculate the gross profit. I will calculate the gross profit by myself without looking up anything. Okay, how to calculate gross profit? You do this. You have your sales revenue. So let's see, sales revenue. So let's calculate our sales revenue. I hate myself. Our sales revenue is gonna be equals, so this plus this plus this. Save. Now we have costs of goods sold. We already calculated that for FIFO, it's going to be cost of goods sold of $11,400, and then your gross profit is equal to this minus this. I don't know why there was so many calculations on the other page. I got 14,000. What's the deal? What is the deal here? Oh, I see. It's because he had to individually calculate the sales revenue. So he got 25,400, whatever. The gross profit is 14,000. He also calculated the gross profit for LIFO. It's really weird how I did that, but like for LIFO, he used that number. Okay. Whatever. I guess we're done with that. I didn't even know that. So yeah, I think we're done with 8.10. Unfortunately, I did not do part B because it's just going to be too much work for me to like try to understand how to do that. Considering our professor didn't even do it in class for some reason, I have no idea why. So anyways, that's it for 8.10. So since we're done there, we will do another study. So now we have finished all the way up through 8.10. So our next one is gonna be 8.13. 8.13. So 8.1. 8. Yes. Yes, everything. Fun. Am I making progress? No. Well, I'm making progress, but I feel like it's very not enough progress. Not enough progress is being made. It's so hilarious how little time I spend on this class. Like, yes, I spend basically a class period of class time doing my work for this class. And I guess I also do the homework assignments, so that takes a bit of time. So it's interesting how I only have to spend like one day to study for our test. But anyways, dang it. Okay, that was funny. End of video. I mean, I'm assuming it's over an hour. That was funny. Bye.